Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Corine and I do tarot readings here on YouTube. So for today's pick a card reading, we are asking Spirit about 3 big things happening for you in the year 2023. Now I'm going to do this reading timeless, so even though it's for 2023, whenever you watch this can be for the year that is coming. Or if you watch this in 2023, this could talk about changes that already happened, or like blessings or something that may still happen in the year. Okay, so for today's reading we have 3 groups for you guys to choose from. It's 3 oracle decks. So the first deck is the Sacred Destiny Oracle. The second one is the Work Your Light Oracle, and then the last one is the Moonology deck. Okay, so if you want to, as usual, you can pause the video here, you can meditate on which group you feel most drawn to. Maybe you feel drawn to more than one group, you may have messages in more than one. And then whenever you are ready, you can just check the description box down below for the timestamps, and then let's jump in and see 3 big things that is happening for you in 2023. Hello and welcome everyone who picked group number 1. So you guys chose the Sacred Destiny Oracle, and today we are asking Spirit about 3 big things happening for you in 2023. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, this can also talk about the following year whenever you are watching this, so it doesn't have to be 2023. I'm going to do this timeless, but this video is specifically for next year, which is 2023, if you're watching this now. Okay, so I pre-prepared a bunch of decks for us, so I can just keep pulling cards, but your main deck here is the Sacred Destiny Oracle. So we're going to use that to see like the main 3 things that is happening for you next year. So let's just jump in and see straight away what is coming for you guys. So this deck is also shuffled. I'm just going to put this here. So for your first change you have the card Opportunity. Okay, that's very nice. Then from the Fairy Tarot we have the card Life Experience, card number 16. We also have 8 of Summer, so this is the 8 of Cups. Okay. Then from the Tarot of Mystical Moments we have 8 of Cups again. Interesting. So definitely you guys are leaving something behind. That is the first big thing happening for you. You also have the King of Wands. Then from the Good Tarot you guys have the Messenger of Fire. This is the Page of Wands. You have Fortune's Wheel, so Wheel of Fortune, card number 10. And from this little deck, this is Britt's Third Eye Tarot, you guys have the Knight of Wands. Interesting. And then also the 6 of Swords, so again that idea of moving forward. I'm actually going to take one last one here as well. So that is Knight of Swords. Okay, again, movement. Okay, so group number 1, let's start with your oracle card here. This is the card Opportunity. Now you can see here there's like a crescent moon on here, which really talks about intuition for me, and his eyes are closed. So I think this opportunity that is coming away, first off, it's something that you're not expecting. So it's something that is like happening behind the scenes, beneath the veil, and at night time. It might be something that you dream about, or it's an opportunity that you have dreamt about while you were younger. But it is something that is happening for you in the next year, specifically in 2023, if you are watching this now, or in the beginning of next year when I post this. But definitely it's some type of opportunity to make movement in your life. And I'm specifically saying that because we have the 8 of Cups repeating here. And the 8 of Cups is really about leaving things behind. In this card, the 8 of Summer, it says the desire for a more meaningful life, realizing that it's time to move on, choosing to make major life changes. So for you guys, 2023 is definitely going to be a year of making big moves. It's big changes. It's like life-changing changes. This could talk about moving location. It could even talk about moving overseas, so to a totally different country and leaving a lot of things behind, especially since we have the 8 of Cups repeating here. And 8 often talk about abundance as well. Now it can talk about financial abundance, but in this reading, I'm thinking more about like an abundant life in general. So abundant in terms of having a meaningful purpose. So this opportunity that you will be receiving could be something that aligns with your destiny or your spiritual path in this life. So this move that you could be making could be to help yourself be in a position where you can actually follow your dreams or follow your true path and do something that your heart yearns for. And we do have this double imagery on here. So we have like double swans, double dragonfly, double butterfly, double some kind of bird here. So I do think you guys will be assisted with someone on this journey. You won't actually be alone. It might feel very stressful and you might feel very anxious when you go on this journey, on this opportunity. But this will either be like a guide that is assisting you along the way. So maybe as an ancestor that passed on. Sorry, just got very dark. Just hold on. Sorry, so as I was saying, this could be a guide that is guiding you along, or it could be like some type of soulmate or friend, or even like a family member that will be helping you on this journey. So you see this girl is walking here on this little stone path between the water. So it's really that idea of almost like a bridge. So you're crossing from one phase in your life into a different phase. But we have the water here, so again linking with that idea of going overseas, and even like this little moon here, a little crescent moon connecting with this idea. So I think this journey is really about following your intuition as well, and following the path that you would like to have in your life. As I said, something that's meaningful to you. So with this imagery here of the dragonflies and the butterflies as well, that's really about transforming. Butterflies is especially about new beginnings, whereas the dragonfly talks more about the transformative process. So I feel like you guys will either already be transforming yourselves like on an energetic level, but then in 2023 you will start to see how this plays out in your life in terms of the physical realm. So like I said, moving location or moving jobs, or leaving a lot of relationships behind to follow this path that is more meaningful to you. Now, I didn't mention this, but this card, Life Experience, this is the Tower card in this deck. So it's definitely going to be a disruptive period, but it's something that's needed in your life. And 16, 8 breaks down to a 7. And 7, I also think about relationships. If you think about the 7th house in astrology, that's like also about relationships. Now, it doesn't have to be romantic, it can be friendship as well. And again, we have 2 people on here, so you guys will definitely be assisted on this journey. And this tower on this card, it actually almost looks like a keyhole. So once again, that idea of unlocking your future and unlocking opportunities for yourself. So definitely the big thing that is happening for you, the first big thing, is that you will be presented with an opportunity to live a much more meaningful life. And it's going to create a big change in your life. It's almost going to be like you become a completely different person. Because on this card we also have butterflies. So again, that idea of new beginnings. And it's interesting, I don't think this will show up on camera. Okay, so we have like little lambs on here, and I don't know if you guys know that Lamb to the Slaughter, I think it's a book, but I do think you guys are going to be quite anxious about all of these changes, and you're going to be worried about whether or not you are able to manage this. And that's why Spirit is coming through here and saying that you will actually be assisted. So it's almost like this man on here is guiding this girl towards this gateway. So definitely there's someone that is going to be taking the lead here, almost like taking your hand and helping you through this change in your life. Now, as I said, this may be a spirit guide or an ancestor that passed over, but it could also be someone in your physical realm. Now, it's also interesting, we have like steps here. So it's like Spirit will give you the steps you need to take, and it's something that isn't like just a jump. You're going to do this in segments almost, so that it's not something that's unbearable for you guys. And I also think of like climbing the ladder in terms of the corporate world. So for many of you, this is talking about career and a career change, and you will almost like take baby steps to reach your goal, but you will get there eventually. And Spirit is saying, just as a side message, that it's good to take this change slow, and to not make too swift moves, because then you might make some mistakes. And also be open to help from other people, because they might actually have the life experience that you lack in that realm. And you will find that the process is much more enjoyable once you partner with different people. And it's interesting, on this card it also says let go of belief systems that no longer work for you, an important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities. So interesting, I didn't even know that it talks about opportunities, but once again linking with this card. So this can even talk about maybe letting go of certain ideas that you had about how you wanted your life to look like. So maybe you always thought you wanted a 9 to 5, and now suddenly you go through this internal shift where you start to see that you would actually like a more spiritual job, or you would like to be an artist, or you would like to be a chef or a teacher, or anything like that. But it's like there's some type of mind shift change that you guys will be experiencing, and this will cause you to want to make moves in your external world. Now, it's interesting, we have a lot of fire energy here as well, and fire often talks about creativity and passion. So it's definitely like you guys are finding your thing. You are finding what you actually want to do in this life, because of this King of Wands, I always think of marching to the beat of your own drum with this image. So it's like you guys will be setting the tone from here on out. I think in previous scenarios you maybe let others take the lead in terms of ruling your life. So you made decisions based off of what they wanted, but not necessarily what you truly wanted. So the first big thing happening for you guys is that you will start to step into your own authentic power, and you will start to see how you can create your own life and how you can create your own opportunities. And with this Messenger of Fire, this is the Page of Fire. So pages are starters. They begin things, and they are youthful and energetic. So you're definitely going to be very excited about this new phase in your life. Even though we have this Tower card here talking about this disruptive period, it's going to be overruled by your passion for whatever it is that you're doing, because as we have said, this is something that's meaningful to you. And with the 8 here as well, I think it's something that can create financial abundance for you in the long run, because your heart is in this. It's something that you truly feel passionate about. And now with Fortune's Wheel as well, it's interesting, because usually it's the Wheel of Fortune, but with Fortune being the first word here, that is just reiterating the idea that this is something that can bring you a lot of abundance. Now, I often think about the difference between wealth and riches. So I think this is talking about wealth, because you guys will not only be receiving financial compensation in the long run, but it's also something that's giving you emotional compensation. So that idea of it being meaningful to you again. And it's interesting, we have like a sun and a moon here in the middle. So it's like you will have that good balance between work and play. I think you guys might struggle with this in the beginning, especially if it's like very disruptive, but over time you will find that you are able to manage your time very well. And we also have like stars on here, so again that idea of wishing for this opportunity. I think for many of you this was a childhood dream that you had, and maybe that you suppressed due to society's expectations. And also 10 breaks down to a 1, so again that idea of new beginnings, fresh starts. And I even think of being number 1. So if this is talking about career for you guys, you will know, and I think you can turn out to be one of the leading people in your profession. So you will find that, as I said here, you will climb the ladder in the corporate world, or in whichever field you are, and you will find that you will stand out above the rest. Because this is a very, very favorable card, and we have like stars on here as well. So I think about the star card, and the star is definitely someone that is shining, someone that is at the forefront, a trendsetter. The star card is Aquarius energy, that is like technology. Maybe some of you will be starting an app, starting a tech company, and with the Fortune's Wheel I also think about like changes. So again, that idea of your whole life changing. It might even be that you will have an influence in other people's lives. So let's say you become like some type of psychiatrist or therapist or something, and you start to post videos on social media, some tips to help people, and in that way you will also create this change in other people. So it's that ripple effect. Once you start to take opportunities in your life, you will also provide other people with opportunities to grow in their lives. Now again, here with the Knight of Wands, you can see this girl is very determined, and there's like this big heart on fire. So it's like your guys' heart will be on fire once you take this opportunity to have this more meaningful path, and you will also ignite this passion in different people. And with the Six of Swords, I definitely get the sense that some of you guys were fighting a battle in the past. As I said, this could be because you wanted to abide by society's rules, but we see here again that idea of steps. It's like from here on out in 2023 you guys are really just going up, you're just advancing in life, and we see this infinity symbol. So an infinity looks like an 8 as well, so definitely that idea of abundance again. But you guys have your eyes set on this. You see this girl's back is turned towards us, so you guys won't be looking back, you're only looking forward and you're only looking upwards, and you can see this future for yourself. Once again, that idea of dreaming. You have dreamt about this, you have this picture in your mind, maybe you have like a Pinterest board, anything like that, but you know what you want from life. And that is what we talked about. This could be something that starts internally and then it plays out in your physical realm. And with these broken swords as well, I do think about like breaking off some relationships. So this could be platonic, it could be family relationships, it can even talk about like in your work situation, breaking contracts, or not like breaking contracts, but ending contracts, anything like that. And I even think about like maybe people that have different opinions than you. So when we think about the swords, that's about communication. I think you will know when it is a losing battle, when you shouldn't fight with certain people over these changes that you want to make in your life, and you're going to realize that you should just leave them behind. It's not something that you should take with you, those people, because they will only hold you back. It will be like a burden. Okay. Lastly, then we do have the Knight of Swords here again with this big sword. So definitely very swift movement. I think this change could be starting more like in the earlier parts of 2023, but obviously this will differ for you guys. We're on different timelines, but it's again that idea of only looking forward. You know, the sword is pointing in this direction and this girl is galloping in that way as well. And it's interesting when we look at the cards here, it's like you guys are currently in this stage, you know, galloping towards this Six of Swords energy to move upwards, and then we have the Knight of Wands. So it's like you first have to journey towards this place where you can take this opportunity towards your future, and then you will be in this energy of the Knight of Wands, which is someone with a lot of creativity, someone with a lot of drive, someone who can create magic in your life. When I think about wands, I always think about magic as well, and that's when your soul will be set on fire and you will really become passionate about life. Okay, so that is the first big change that is happening for you guys. I'm quickly gonna clear this and then we can jump into the second big thing that is happening for you, and then lastly we'll also look at the third big thing. But I'm already very excited for you guys. This seems like a great change and it seems like you guys will be very successful. Okay, welcome back, group number 1. So I just quickly shuffled some of the decks again. So let's see what is the next big change happening for you guys in 2023. So let's pull another oracle card here. We have the card Love. Oh, you guys, you are a good group. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is the Wild Rose. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but let's just pull all of your cards. Okay, so we have the Ace of Autumn. This is the Ace of Pentacles. Talk about new beginnings. Okay, let's not jump ahead. I'm getting excited. We also have the 8 of Autumn. This is the 8 of Pentacles. Again, that idea of abundance. You guys are going to have a very good 2023 if we look at the cards. Okay. And a lot of green here as well. I think about peace. Okay, so let's see. We have the Justice card. Balance is coming into your life. We also have 3 of Cups. Celebration. Okay. Then we have... This is the 7 of Earth, the 7 of Pentacles. We have 6 of Fire. This is the 6 of Wands. This talks about victory. Oh, sorry. Oh, actually, let's take one, because it seems like we have to have it. We have the 5 of Airs, the 5 of Swords. Okay, sorry. The wind just blew the cards. Okay, then from the last deck, we also have the 7 of Wands. We have the 8 of Wands. Okay, just gonna take 2 for now. So let's see here. Okay, so group number 1, your second big thing that's happening in 23 is pertaining to your relationships. Now with this love card, this doesn't have to talk about romantic love. Obviously there's like different types of love, you know, when you look at the old Greek words talking about love, I think there's like 5 or 7 different words. So especially with this 3 of Cups here, it's talking about friendships as well. So when we think about this love card, this is a wild rose, and it talks about a more free love. So love without constraints. It's like love without the rules that we placed upon relationships. Now with the Ace of Autumn or the Ace of Pentacles here, it says a windfall of money, advice or assistance from others, a very successful project and a happy change in your career. Now this links for me with the first change that is happening for you guys. So I think this love talks about not only your love for your new career or new opportunity that you will be taking, but it's also talking about new relationships that you will form in this new phase in your life. So I definitely get that idea again here. These are the people that will be assisting you on this journey. So we talked about you receiving help with your opportunity. So the second big thing is talking about the people that will be entering your life to help you with this. Now with the 8 of Autumn or the 8 of Pentacles, it says do more research before proceeding. Education in the form of seminars, going back to school or apprenticeships. Excellent craftsmanship and long-term projects. So again, that idea of working on a project and having people help you. So if you will be collaborating with people, you will find that it's people that are really like on the same wavelength as you. So if you are still in school or you are going back to school, you will really have a strong bond with the people that you are working with or studying with, and you will find that they give you a lot of assistance on your journey. So you won't feel so alone. Maybe in the past you like to do things on your own, and it could even be with this Ace of Pentacles that some of them will financially help you as well. So maybe like investing in your business if you're starting a business venture or anything like that. But with this 8 of Pentacles as well, it's like it almost looks like a grandmother on here talking to her grandchild. So it can even talk about some assistance from family members, maybe like a grandma helping you with this dream that you have, or just passing on wisdom. So maybe there's some type of mentor that you guys will be looking up to and going to for advice, and there's going to be quite a strong bond between you. Now, as I mentioned, it doesn't have to be romantic. Obviously, if it's family, it's a different type of love, but definitely there's going to be a strong bond in your life, in some type of relationship or even relationships, and you're going to find that you're going to be supported in this new phase in your life. Now, especially with Justice here, this is like Libra energy, and you know, the scales will really be balancing for you guys. I think you might have had some imbalanced relationships. This often reminds me of the 6 of Pentacles as well, which talks about charity and like an equal give and take. So I think you will find that the next big thing happening for you is your relationships balancing out, especially if you start to stand in your power. It's like some of these people that weren't true friends will start to fall away on their own. And we do have this big sword here as well. So it's like you will be cutting off those people. We did talk about this in the first change. But it's interesting. I just noticed it's almost like this woman's head is in the clouds. So when we think about that, that's also like being a bit up in space, being like in a daydream energy. So it's almost like you will go towards your intuition or your like subconscious to find information about where you should be balancing your life. I hope this makes sense to you guys, but it's like spirit will be communicating to you where you should be cutting off relationships and how doing that will help you balance your life. And I do also think this also talks about karma for me. So maybe you had some karmic lessons you first had to learn in the year 2022, and if you learned those lessons, it's almost like you graduated now at the end of the year. And then you will move into this new phase where you will have a lot more peace. I did talk about the green here, talking about peaceful energy. And now with the Three of Cups, this is really a card of celebration and friendship and maybe even partying. So I think a lot of you guys might be networking with a lot of people. So I think in general you will be meeting a lot of new people. And when I think about this hoop here, I think about like a circle of friends. So even though this is only 3 people, it's like they're quite close here. It's like tight knit. So I think you will find that you might not have that many friends, but you will have the opportunity to meet people that really relate to you. I just saw here that they all have the same shoes. So it's like the way you walk through life will be the same. The moves that you make are the same. The footprints that you leave behind are the same. So it's really that idea of sharing the same type of vision that you have for your lives. So you will be able to relate with these people. And we do have a lot of yellow on here as well. And yellow makes me think of the sun and like joy. And it's interesting, on this Justice card, she also has like this gold yellowish dress. So it's really like your year to shine in 2023, and I think these people that you meet, these friends, you will have a big love for them and they for you, because it's like they will help you shine and they will support you and they will lift you up. Very interesting energy. Now, we also have the Seven of Earth. This is the Seven of Pentacles, and this talks about like diligence, really working hard. So I do see that you guys will be working quite hard in 2023, and that's where the support comes in, because you will find that making time in your schedule for these relationships and for your friends will help you actually focus on your career as well, because, you know, just taking a break every now and then will really assist you to wind down and to calm yourself, and then you can pour your energy back into your work. Now with the Six of Fire, this is victory. This is really like coming out at the top. So we did talk about this, you guys being like one of the best in your field. So let's say, for example, if you are still working with this mentor, they will see you as one of like the outstanding students or workers or whatever, and they will almost help you reach new heights as well. So they will single you out as someone of a lot of potential. This can even link with this first opportunity, where they will present you then with new opportunities, maybe for 2024, anything like that. But you see here this ship sailing in the air. And there was this one animation movie, I can't remember the name, but they also sailed on the ship and they went to find treasure, and there was a lot of gold. So it's interesting with this Justice card and the gold here. I do think there's also going to be some unexpected money coming your way. This could be like a bursary or an inheritance, if I think about the family idea again. Or just like some type of sponsor or investment, as we talked about. So definitely you guys will, it's almost like, you know, the weight will be lifted off your shoulders. It's like spirit will bring people into your life to almost carry you. It's like they will help you float here, because the colors are again matching here. That it's yellow-orange idea. So it's like people will see your potential, and therefore they will invest in you and help you on this journey. And it will be out of love. It's not like out of having to do this. Now with the Five of Air, this is the Five of Swords. It can talk about arguments, but it's interesting. We have a lot of doves on here. So that actually makes me think of peace. And since it falls beneath the Justice card here, as I mentioned here, this is about, and like I said in your first change as well, this is about knowing when to fight your battles and when to just walk away. So it's like you will find that you aren't triggered by the same people anymore once you stand in your power, because it's interesting. This girl is actually walking on a tightrope. This won't, I don't think this will show up on camera. Okay, so there's like a rope here. And you know when you say someone walks on a tightrope, it's like they're very stressed, they have to walk on eggshells almost. So I do think there were some people in your surroundings that you felt on edge when you were in the company. So it's really like you had to put on a mask, like this girl here. And that's also where you will find this next big thing that's happening, is that this will start to balance out. And you will find that you won't have to constantly be in this energy of pretending you're someone that you're not. And again here with this Seven of Wands, this also talks about like fighting. It's usually about one person fighting a lot of other people. But interesting, again, in this Seven of Wands, I always see it as like two people working together. I don't see this card as like a negative in this specific deck. And it's like they work together to go upwards. So again, that idea of being assisted by people. So if you go through some negative experiences when you're making your career change or taking that opportunity that we talked about, you will find that there's at least one specific person that is helping you on this journey and fighting alongside you. And I do also think this card talks about competition in terms of your choice of career or studies or whatever it is. But we already mentioned you guys are gonna come out at the top, so you don't have to worry about that. But that is just Spirit coming in here and saying you won't be alone on this journey. They will help you. And it's also interesting, we have like the wands here at the back that's like crossing each other, so it's saying like no, you don't have to worry. And it's almost like the other people's negative energy will be crossed, so it won't be able to reach you. And that's where this Justice also comes in. I think one of your karmic lessons was maybe learning to not get triggered by some of the other people's opinions. And so once you learn that lesson and you choose yourself and you choose your own path, you will see how your journey just becomes a lot easier. And then also we are ending here with the Eight of Wands, very swift movement. So I did mention this. These changes could be happening in like the beginning of 2023. And this can also talk about travel. So once again, that idea of maybe moving overseas or location or job or whatever. But I think you guys will also be finding your soul family. So maybe your soul family is in a different location than you. And once you make this move, you start to find people that you really connect with on a spiritual level as well. I think this move might even be something that is part of your destiny. So that is quite interesting. It could even talk about having to travel for your job, and that could be something that you really love. So we did talk about the wild rose, and when I think about wild, it makes me think of traveling as well. It could even be for some of you guys that you will be in like a environmental type of job. So maybe safari type of career, or maybe being out in nature for your career. It makes me think of someone who works for botanical gardens or etymology maybe, or you just like arrange flowers for people. Could be anything like that. I also think about art when I think about the love card, so maybe like a painter. I recently watched a show that is about someone who goes to Italy to do an artwork course. So this can even talk about something like that. So that opportunity really links in with this second big thing happening for you guys. So let's take that example. You are going to a different country and it is sponsored by someone, and you go there to do this course, and there you meet these people that share the same beliefs as you, or they share the same passions as you, anything like that. But it's really some people that you will connect with. And I do also think these relationships could be something that is something you keep with you for a very long time. So it's not just like a 1 month friendship or like a 1 year friendship. It could be something that grows with you. When I think about the imagery of flowers as well, it's also like you will help each other blossom. And you can see like it's different flowers on here. So it's like you're not the same type of person. You're still individuals, but you're all like flowers, if that makes sense. So you give each other the space to still be yourselves, but you also relate on enough levels to help each other grow. So that is very nice. Definitely your relationships will be going through a change as well. And there's specifically going to be one person that's having a big influence in your life, like this mentor or a friend or anyone. But you guys won't be alone in 2023. This can, of course, talk about a romantic partner as well. But I'm not getting that specifically in this. Even though with Justice, it could be like a very balanced romantic relationship if that's what you are looking for. But you'll know if this resonates. So that is your second big change happening for you for group number 1. I'm just going to clear the space again, and then let's see what is the third big change happening for you. Okay, hi, group number 1, I'm back again. So let's see what is the third big thing happening for you guys. Let's take an oracle card. We have potential. Okay, you guys are really stepping into your potential. This looks almost exactly like the opportunity card, but we do have a volcano on here that is erupting. So very big changes for you guys. It makes me think of the Tower card again as well. And we do have like, it's almost like stars, constellations shooting out here. So you guys will definitely be shining in 2023. But let's see, what is this potential talking about? We have the 7 of Spring. This is the 7 of Wands. Okay, again that idea of a bit of a fight coming through. We also have the Chariot movement again. I think a lot of you guys will be traveling. It's coming through quite strongly, and this is Cancer energy as well. We have the Devil card, card number 15. 6 might be a sign for you guys as well. We also have the Ace of Swords. So you guys are unlocking something, unlocking your potential. As we had in the first big thing, we had that Tower card with that gateway that almost looked like a key lock. So interesting how your 3 things are really linking with each other. I think it's almost like they will lead to one another. You know, you start making one change and then another one follows, something like that, but we'll see. Okay, so we also have the King of Earth, King of Pentacles. We have the Page of Air. This is the Page of Swords. Then we have 4 of Pentacles. We have 2 of Wands. And we have the King of Pentacles again. Interesting. Okay. You guys, there might be an earth sign that is entering your life here with this King of Pentacles. So I'm thinking Virgo, Capricorn or Taurus. Now, in this card it's like an older man, but in this card it's almost like a boy. He looks like a prince. Actually, even though it's a king. But this could be a very wealthy or affluent person that is entering your life. Let me just think for a moment here. So this could be someone that you see a future with this 2 of Wands. You know, this girl is planning, she's looking at this map here and planning a long-term potential future. I didn't mean to say potential, but long-term future here with someone or something. Some of you might even move for love. I'm almost thinking that this might be the first thing that happens in your life that leads to the different 2, but it won't relate for everyone. Okay, the 4 of Pentacles, let's just move on. I'm gonna let Spirit talk to me. With the 4 of Pentacles, this is often about holding on to something. You see this girl holding on to this coin here, and she's not realizing that there's like 3 different coins here as well behind her. Okay, so guys, what I'm seeing here is that there's going to be one specific person that you see a potential with. And with this volcano, I think of a lot of emotions here. So it's like you see a lot of potential in them to provide for you, especially with this earth energy, and to provide you with a long-term future. Now, it could be that you are holding on to this person specifically, but with this devil card, it does make me think of a bit of an obsessive energy. It's like controlling energy. So I think Spirit is coming in with a warning here to have clarity. Really look at the situation very objectively. Don't be fooled maybe by this person's wealth, because I do think they are quite financially affluent. So just take into consideration all of the facets of this potential relationship or partnership. It doesn't have to be romantic. This can even talk about a partnership, like a business partnership, especially since it's the King of Pentacles. But just have clarity with this Ace of Swords. So since this key is like unlocking the shell here, I do think you guys should tune into your intuition very strongly. You know, when you put a shell against your ear, you can hear the sea. It's almost like that. You have to listen to what your soul and what Spirit is trying to tell you, and you have to unlock that. Because this will show you the way forward with this Chariot here. It will show you which way you should be making moves, and it will help you with this Two of Wands energy, this planning for the future. So Spirit is saying don't be blindsided by potential. Really look at the facts as well. So it's not good to plan a future based off of someone's potential. You actually have to look at what they will provide you in life, not just what they can provide you, if that makes sense. Now with the Page of Aries, well, this is the Page of Swords, as I said. This is talking about communication, facts, information, anything like that. So I think you guys should be doing like a deep dive in terms of who this person or this business or whoever is that wants to partner with you. So really look at every facet of the situation. With this wings here, it makes me think of spreading your wings as well. So don't be afraid of letting this opportunity maybe pass you by. If you feel like it's maybe unethical or it doesn't align with your values. So I'm really feeling for a lot of you, this is the first thing that will be happening, and then you choose to take a different opportunity that we have in that first change that we talked about. So you will maybe let go of some of the things that seem like they're able to provide you with more financial abundance for something that aligns with you more. And you know, with this Devil card, it's really like a tempting thing here. So maybe some of you guys will actually choose this. It depends on the situation. I really can't say from a general reading what it will be like. But what's interesting to me is that with this Devil card, it really looks like the 8 of Cups that we had in the first change, where the girl was wearing like a dress that looked like a ladybug. And she was walking away. So I think for a lot of you guys, you'll be walking away from this opportunity here because you will be presented with facts that you cannot ignore. Now, I do want to mention here, the 7 of Spring on the 7 of Wands says, be assertive, don't back down from what you believe, courageously stand up for yourself. And the Chariot says, success that comes from the dedication and self-discipline, celebrating your accomplishments, being in the spotlight. So, in some scenarios, you guys will be channeling this energy to step away from this temptation. But another message that's coming through is that while you take that opportunity that we mentioned in the first change, you will be almost bombarded by people that want to steal your spotlight and that want to feed off of your success. So what I'm getting here is someone like an earth sign will be coming into your life, and they will present themselves as this King of Earth, this King of Pentacles, someone who is abundant, someone who presents themselves well, someone charming, someone stable. But you really have to take off any rose-colored glasses. You have to look at the facts of this person, maybe do a bit of a background check. So don't be swayed by the way they present themselves, because I think they will see you as someone almost magical, someone that can bring them a lot of success in their life. So they want to feed off of your energy. When I think about this like almost spider here on the devil, it's like they want to bite into you and suck out that energy. It sounds very strange. But so you guys should just be aware of that, because the Seven of Wands, it can talk about like fighting. I did mention this in the second change for you guys as well. So you really have to stand up for yourself. Yeah. So if you notice any inconsistencies with this person, or again, it could be a business partner as well, then you should speak up. I think you guys are quite observant with this Ace of Swords. It's almost like you will be able to see all of the hidden meanings or hidden truths here. But you have to actually be willing to accept those facts. So also don't be afraid of making movement again. So let's say you start out with one opportunity and then you are presented with a different one that is more in line with your ethics. Then you shouldn't be afraid of taking that opportunity as well, because I only talked about one big opportunity, but it could be that for you guys you're presented with multiple opportunities throughout the year, and each time you have to be making this decision based off of the facts that you're presented with. And with this Four of Pentacles, this is really saying don't hold on too tightly to what you know. Be open to new ventures and look at the potential of everything. And you know, with this Two of Wands, again, planning for the future. Really roll out the map here. Look at every angle of this. But especially look at people who might not be truthful in how they represent themselves. You know, the Chariot, I think I did say this. This is Cancer energy. And the Capricorn is the devil. So it's interesting. Cancer and Capricorn are opposite signs. So it's really like that idea of opposing truths almost. It's really like this person or business is presenting themselves in one way, but in reality they are completely different. They're the complete opposite. So Spirit is coming in with a warning here in your third big thing. So there's some type of choice that you guys will be presented with that you have to make, and you shouldn't be falling into the trap of being swayed by temptations, especially in terms of finances. So this can even talk about something like a pyramid scheme or some other type of partnership where someone wants you to partner with them. So just be aware. Spirit is saying you guys have to keep your eyes and ears open, because you are meant to be in the spotlight here with the Chariot, but there's also people that want to take your place. So just be very aware of that. And you know, we also have the Chariots on here with the devil talking about temptation. So, and I think about the garden of in Genesis. So I think these people might blame you if things go wrong. So just be very aware of that. I think about gaslighting as well. There was an article in our newspaper just like in this week talking about gaslighting. So I think these people could be using manipulation techniques to sway you. So just be very open-minded when you look at this, and don't, as I said, don't just look at potential, because with a volcano as well, you don't always know when it's going to erupt. So be aware that it could be like a bomb that explodes if you aren't aware of maybe unethical things going on behind the scenes. And this is also like, it's in the dark here, this card. So it's almost like the danger is where you cannot see it. So that's where you have to tune into your intuition and into spirit. And with this Page of Air, I also think about angels. So maybe there are some angels that you want to work with. Archangel, I don't know, Michael, Raphael, any of those. I'm not so knowledgeable about all of the angels, but that could be something that you're into. Or maybe you want to ask an ancestor or someone to help you. Someone that passed over. But definitely you guys should be gathering all of the information that you can. And yeah, I'm just looking at this card again. Success that comes from dedication and self-discipline. So with self-discipline, that is talking about you on your own. So it's almost like these people want to distract you from your journey as well. So don't be swayed by temptation. It's like they will dangle a carrot in front of you all of the time, wanting to sway you from your path. You know, when I think about even like social media, we often look at other people, and this is another message that's coming through. Spirit is saying, don't compare your journey to others. So if you see maybe competitors presenting themselves as very successful on social media, don't take that at face value, because you don't know what's happening behind the scenes. So don't get stressed based off of what their public image is, because you don't know what their books look like. You don't know if they actually are making an income or anything. So this is really saying focus on yourself. And again, the Chariot is card number 7, and 7 talks about partnerships again. So this scenario is really something that looks different for all of you, but it's just in totality, it's about looking at what is the truth. What is the real truth? Not the one that they present. What is the authentic truth? And Spirit will guide you with this as well. So just always stay clear-headed, stay level-headed, and with this key, you already have everything inside of you. You have all of the knowledge that you need. It's just about unlocking it, listening to that shell, hearing the ocean, the waves. And with waves, it's like frequency, you know, messages coming in. So tune into that. I think you guys might be getting a lot of downloads as well. And don't be afraid of being assertive. That's really what Spirit is saying. Don't be afraid of voicing your opinion and saying when you don't agree with something that's happening, especially if it's unethical. Okay, that was a mouthful. I really hope it made sense for you guys. But group number 2, I'm going to leave your reading there. That is 3 big things that is happening for you in the year 2023. I hope it resonated. You will find out probably next year. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a lovely day. If you want to support me and my channel, you can give this video a like and subscribe. And then I will see you guys in the new year again, because I'm going on holiday for a bit. But I hope you have a very nice few weeks while I'm gone. Whenever you're watching this, I hope you have a nice day, and I will see you again soon. Bye. Hello and welcome everyone who picked group number 2. So you guys chose the Work Your Light oracle, and today we are asking your Spirit about 3 big things happening for you in 2023. So I pre-shuffled some decks so we can keep pulling cards, but we're going to use this oracle deck to get like the main energies of these things happening in your life. Now, I did mention in the intro, this can talk about the year that is coming for you, so the next year. So it doesn't have to be 2023, but I am filming this at the end of 2022. So for the people watching it now or in the following year, it will talk about 2023. Anyway, so that's just like a little detail. But let's jump straight in. I'm gonna pull cards from this, and then we'll see what these decks have to say as well. So let's just jump straight in. Okay, so for the first big thing, we have Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. Okay, so you guys could be very spiritual or very intuitive already. You could have quite strong psychic powers, but let's see what your cards want to say. So we have the 4 of Summer. This is the 4 of Cups. You also have the World card. Okay, card number 21. That might be a sign for you. It breaks down to a 3. We also have the Ace of Swords. We have the Devil. Then we have the King of Pentacles, the King of Earth. We have the Page of Air. This is the Page of Swords. We have the Chariot. We have the Empress. This is Taurus energy. And we have the 5 of Cups. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so group number 2. What I'm seeing for you guys, this is like a very specific message that's coming through right now. I think some of you guys have been trying to start a family, and there has been quite a lot of loss in terms of this, maybe some miscarriages or something like that, because especially with this Empress here and this 5 of Cups and the 4 of Summer, which is the 4 of Cups, it seems like you guys feel like you've been missing out. It's like opportunities have been passing you by all of the time. You really feel like you've been pulling on the shortest end. You really haven't been given joy. That's the words that's going through. So even if this isn't talking about an actual like child, it's some type of creative baby maybe, or like an opportunity, or maybe even relationships, especially with this sisterhood of the rose that you feel have been kept from you. So it's definitely like you feel like you were on the sidelines here watching everybody have certain types of experiences and you weren't receiving the same experiences. And in this next year, in 2023, this is the time where you finally start to see movement in your own life and start to see success with this world card. So the world card really talks about changes happening, and it says a brilliant success, the freedom to go in any direction, a journey that is now complete. So especially with a journey that is now complete, a lot of you have been on some type of mission almost. So I'm getting IVF for a lot of you guys, but even like I said, if it's not talking about actually having a family, this can talk about maybe wanting to move into your own apartment, or trying to get into a certain study field, or like maybe going through a divorce or something like that. Anything that it has taken quite a lot of time. I'm thinking years even. Maybe for some of you this could be decades. So it could be like a difficult family situation where you wanted to get out of this environment, but it just seemed like there wasn't the opportunity to move yourself out of this. And really with the Five of Cups, you know, this person isn't seeing this one cup that is behind them. So I think this is Spirit saying like this cup is going to be presented to you in the year 2023. It's this new opportunity. And it's interesting with this Five of Cups, all of these cups are upside down. So it's really like your world was upside down for a very long time. You could even talk about maybe 4 years here. So what would that be? From 2018 to 2022 could be like a certain time period for you guys. It could even talk about like 4 months. But definitely for some of you, you have gone through this it's like a dry spell, like a dry period. Even if you're maybe like single or something, maybe you were alone for quite a long time, or even just in terms of friendships, it felt like you were very alone, and your cup, it's not even that it was half full, it was completely empty, it was turned over. It's like everything, you see it's spilled here on the ground, it's like flowing away. So that's very interesting. But this cup, it has like these little sparkle thingies around it. So definitely this opportunity will be presented to you in 2023. And there's quite a lot of feminine energy here. With the Sisterhood of the Rose, I think there might especially be women supporting you in 2023. It's interesting, we have like, I don't know if this will show up, but it's like wings on here. We have like wings here at the back. So it's like you will finally be able to fly. Wings remind me of freedom as well. It's feeling weightless. And you know, this image does make me think almost of praying as well. So it's really like you've been maybe praying nights. Each time before you go to bed, you prayed for something, this wish that you had. And we have beauty and devotion. So devotion is really like you were devoted to this opportunity that you wanted to have. And it says priestess, mystic, teacher. So it's really like, I do think for a lot of you guys, this could have been part of like your spiritual awakening as well. Having all of these disappointments. It's quite interesting. But this also reminds me of like a gateway year. So moving into a new phase in your life. And with Sisterhood, it's like you will be supported as well. So I don't know if you guys know that movie. There's 2 or 3 Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. I love that film, especially the first one. But I know in one of them they go to Greece, or one of the girls that goes to Greece, she's the one that's the artist, and she meets a man there. They fall in love, obviously. But this actually reminds me a lot of like Greece, you know, the white walls, the bougainvilleas. There was a donkey as well, like all of the stairs and stuff. So it could even talk about, like I said, maybe feeling like you're missing out on relationships, and you will find that either you will meet someone, or you're just going to find a lot of joy in like sisterhood as well. If you are someone that identifies as a woman, maybe you will find that in 2023 having tight-knit relationships with some of your female friends is enough for you. You realize that you don't actually need someone to complete you as well. Now, the Chariot is Cancer energy and the Empress is Taurus. I think I mentioned this, but with the Empress, this is like divine feminine energy. So it doesn't matter what your gender is, but you guys will really start to step into your more feminine energy here, leaning into your emotional side. So I think what you will find in 2023 is that you will start to almost tap into your emotions more. You will channel that part of yourself. So maybe if you identify as a man, you will start to see how being emotionally vulnerable is actually something that you can use to your advantage. Maybe it brings you more fulfillment in your life, starting to talk about your emotions. Even if you identify as a woman, maybe you always had very, very strong boundaries up, and you start to loosen your grip on that in this new phase. And if I think about starting a family as well, often when you are very stressed, when you are in your masculine energy, your hormones can suffer because of that. You can have very low progesterone or estrogen or anything, and that can make having a baby very difficult. So I also see here in this Empress card that some of you guys might have been suffering from health problems, especially if you identify as a female, something like PCOS or hypothalamic amenorrhea, or anything like that, maybe hypothyroid. I see this starting to shift in this new year, and I think it's due to maybe deciding what is your priorities. So starting to lead a more restful life. Maybe even this is something that you have started doing. So you might have been a bit of a recluse of the previous year and trying to focus on your health, and that also made you feel like you were missing out because you had to maybe rest more, sleep more, and you couldn't socialize as much because you wanted to prioritize your health. But this will be rewarded in 2023, where you actually start to see significant progress in your health. So I think of like this Empress, you have hair that flows, it's soft, it's beautiful, and your skin glows and everything just looks wonderful. Maybe you lose some weight without even having to exercise more, anything like that. And with this Devil, especially, it's like you resisted temptations. Maybe like if it's in terms of health, you had like food presented to you or alcohol or anything like that. I'm even thinking like maybe some of you guys are letting go of addictions in 2023, so like substance abuse or there's some type of body dysmorphia. I often think about compulsive thoughts also as like a addiction, because you just ruminate on something again and again and again. It's like you find safety in that, but it's not actually helping you, especially with this Ace of Swords. So Spirit will be presenting you with some information here that will really help you shift your life in terms of this. So let's say again this idea of being on a fertility journey. Spirit leads you on a trail where you land on some type of internet site that gives you some tips, maybe like a herb that you can use, or someone that does acupuncture for hormones or whatever, and you start to venture into this. This is not medical advice, it's just like an example, please guys, I'm not a doctor, but something like that, and then you start to implement that into your life, and then suddenly you see these shifts happening for you. Now it's interesting with this Four of Cups, it says being distracted and failing to see a magical opportunity, taking someone or something for granted, discontentment with life. So we already talked about the discontentment with life, and once again this card links in with not seeing what is going to be coming your way. So this is definitely going to be very unexpected. Sorry, I'm using the baby example again, but you know, often when people stop trying to have a baby, they just magically like become pregnant, because that stress is lowered. Sorry, that was my computer in the back. And that was like interesting. That I think that's like a sign for you guys. It's really saying that you guys should be relieving some of your stress, and that will help you in the year 2023. You know, with the King of Pentacles, I haven't talked about this, but this is someone that is very stable and secure in themselves, and someone with financial abundance as well. But I think this in your case is also talking about controlling emotions. So not I'm not saying not being emotional. We talked about tapping into your more feminine side, but it's being emotionally regulated because you allow yourself to feel your emotions. So you're not going to become stoic, but you let your emotions flow through you, and that also helps you to release some stress. Maybe you guys find some healthy ways to release stress, like exercise or I don't know, meditation. I don't know if that relieves stress for you guys. I know you can like lie on the ground and put your legs up on a wall and lay like that for like 10 minutes, and it really helps. It also helps with edema if you have like fluid retention, sorry. But definitely with the Page of Air and the Ace of Swords, it's about spirit communicating with you guys. Some of these things that you can implement in your life to really balance yourselves, especially in terms of health, that's coming through quite strongly. And I think you guys will also start to form bonds with people that help you on this journey and to resist temptation. So maybe there are some people from your past that want to pull you back into a negative energy. Maybe you were into a lot of partying when you were a student, and some of your college friends try to seduce you back into that type of lifestyle. But you realize that what you want for your future is like this Empress energy. You want to have abundance in terms of health and maybe a family. So your priorities have shifted. So you are able to more easily say no to these temptations. And with the World card, this is just Spirit saying like you will be successful in this journey. And I talked about this breaking down to a 3, and threes I also think of like family, because it's like the two parents and then the child. So obviously not all families look like that, but it's like the stereotypical family scenario. So definitely that idea of balance again. You know, a triangle is the most it's the strongest form in mathematics, like in life. So it's really about support here. Again, with the sisterhood, we also have like a triangle here. So it's definitely going to be a very stable year for you guys in 2023. I think you're going to find that you are quite supported, whether that be by your partner or by friends or whoever, or just supported in terms of how your health is suddenly blossoming. So when you think about someone constantly being tired, it makes life very difficult. For example, if you go through a depressive period, it's really difficult to do normal upkeep like showering, brushing your teeth, all of that. And it's not shaming any of you guys if you went through something like that. I have total sympathy and empathy with you. It's very difficult when you're struggling with like your mental state. But I think Spirit is really saying this will be changing in 2023, and your guys and everyone will be assisting you on this. And I also saw 333 on the timer, so definitely that idea of threes here. So you guys will be working alongside people, working alongside this information to better your health and to better your life in all of these different ways. And with the Chariot, this is really about movement, so it's forward movement. You're moving into this Empress era. So that's the first thing that I'm seeing for you guys. I'm now going to clear your space here, and then let's see what is the second big thing happening for you guys in 2023. Okay, welcome back, group number 2. So let's explore the second big thing that is happening for you guys in 2023. So we have Mentarken. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It says longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Interesting. And there's like a mermaid on here. Maybe some of you guys identify as a starseed. You might want to look into that, or you might be exploring that part of yourself in the next year. And we do have again that idea of longing. It's interesting. You guys definitely feel like you are a bit pushed out from society. You're like on the sidelines here, but we'll explore this further. So let's see your cards. We have, this is the Sun card. Oh, Leo energy. Card number 19 breaks down to a 1. We also have the Princess of Summer. So this is the Knight. I think it's the Knight of Cups. I'm just going to check. We also have the King of Pentacles again. Interesting. We have the Magician. Oh, that's nice. Also a 1. So repeating ones could be significant for you guys. We have the Hanged Man. This is Pisces energy. Card number 12 broke down to a 3. So again, 3s here, repeating for you guys. I just want to mention, you guys could be receiving a lot of synchronicities in 2023. You could notice that it just increases. We also have the Emperor. Interesting, we had the Empress and now we have the Emperor. This is card number 4. We also, sorry, okay, we're gonna take 3. We also have the 3 of Pentacles, again a 3, so obviously it was significant. I had to take that. Again, that idea of collaboration. We also have the 2 of Swords, and we have the 6 of Pentacles. Okay. So I do think this is relating more to your career here. Now, of the Sun, it says, plans that work out perfectly, amazing ideas that leads to rewards and commendations, gratitude for the blessings of life. Now with the Hanged Man here, falling right beneath the Sun, you guys have definitely felt stuck for quite some time. With this longing for home and belonging, I feel like you also felt like an outcast in your career. So definitely for a lot of you, this is talking about wanting to pursue a more spiritual path in terms of your career. Now, when we talk about following a spiritual path or like your destiny, this doesn't need to talk about maybe being like a tarot reader or doing Reiki or anything like that. It's just talking about something that aligns with your true identity. Now, when you think about Leo energy, it's about confidence. It's really, it's like a royal energy. It's like being in the spotlight. So what I'm seeing here is that you guys are finding what you feel passionate about. You know, you're like shining the spotlight on that area of your life that you want to pursue. So maybe you went through like, I'm almost thinking of the Hermit cards, you went through like an introspective period, maybe due to the health issues that we talked about, and this gave you a new perspective on life. Maybe this even led you to reconsider your career. So let's say you were in a very stressful job and you realized that this was impacting you, especially your health, in a negative way. So you felt stuck in a job because maybe it provided you with stability, but now you're realizing that it damaged your life in different ways. So that was not worth it. You had to weigh the pros versus the cons here. And you know, with the Hanged Man, I always think of Icarus with this card. It makes me think of him flying too close to the sun and then, you know, burning his wings and falling down. So it's really like you guys almost burned your fingers here by staying in a situation. So if I can use myself as an example, I'm quite academic. I study quite hard and stuff like, and when you're very academic, there's often this big pressure to always have big achievements, always come first, always get like the best marks, whatever, and you can really burn yourself out. So I'm getting a strong sense in your group that you have been burning yourselves out in some type of way, especially in terms of career or studies, and now you have either already gone through this period or you will be going through this period in 2023 where maybe this is the information that Spirit is giving you, where you have to realign your priorities with your career as well. So everything has to be integrated. So that could be talking about maybe leaving a certain job for something else, especially maybe for something in the arts with Leo energy. It makes you think of theatre or drama or maybe even advertising, something like that, or TV presenters, anything. But I think if it's a career that you actually like, it will be less stressful, even if it's the same amount of work, just because it's something that you want to do. And we have like sunflowers on here, and they also turn towards the sun effortlessly. It's just something that happens. So that idea of if you do something you love, you won't have to work a day in your life. That's obviously not entirely true, but that's the energy that we see here. Now with the Princess of Summer, this is the Knight of Summer. Sorry, this thing is so slippery. And it says, gentle, sensitive, kind, inexperienced, a new relationship or emotional experience, invitations to social events, a compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. Now we talked about maybe feeling left out of social events with maybe like health issues or something like that. So I see you guys, once you start to balance your life, a next big thing happening for you in 2023 is that you will be reintroduced in the social network. So you will be able to use more of your energy for connecting with people due to not having to expend all of that energy on focusing on your own health and your own stress and whatever and your own career. And this can even talk about like new relationships. We did talk about maybe feeling left out if you were single for a long time. But also, as I said, it could just be friendships. So either way, you guys will be experiencing new emotional relationships. So think like cocktail evenings, or maybe a friend hosts a costume party, or if you're going back to school, maybe there's like your faculty is holding a dance or anything like that. But you guys will definitely be having some fun experiences with the people close to you. And we also have the Emperor here, and this is the divine masculine energy. So it's funny, we talked about stepping into your more like emotional side, but now we see you also stepping into your like masculine side. But this is like healthy masculine, so it's like the not the shadow aspects of the divine feminine and divine masculine. So the Emperor is a leader. It's someone stable. It's someone that has good control over things in life, but not too much. Like again, linking here with the Sun, the Lion, Leo energy. It's royal. It's being in charge. So taking charge. And I think even in the social situations, once your health maybe shifts, you start to be able to come alive again at parties or stuff. So I think of networking again, really showing yourself a bit more. So maybe you guys will find that in the next year you are just more social in general, due to finding a better balance in your life. And this will lead you to more collaborations as well, especially in terms of career. So if you were trying to step into a different phase here, you will find with the Three of Pentacles that you are able to do this, able to connect with people that give you business opportunities. And it's so interesting, we have like 3 coins on here as well. So again, that idea of 3, this is a very important number for you guys. And again, that idea of, if you have like I'm thinking of my camera here, it's on a tripod, and the tripod has 3 legs, and it's very stable if it's on 3 legs. So you're definitely moving into a stable career here. And I'm saying stable not just in terms of finances, but also in terms of providing you with emotional stability. And we see this man standing here on top of the antlers. He's like not falling or anything, he's very balanced. So you guys will be at the top, or you will feel like you're at the top. Now, it's not necessarily talking about having that much money, although this could be the case, but it's really just talking about you feeling a lot more stable in this different career. So, as we mentioned, maybe it's not so stressful, or it's just something that you feel passionate about, so it doesn't feel like work. Now, with this Magician, I think you guys have very strong manifesting abilities, whether you realize this or not. Maybe some of the health problems that you experienced was even something that you manifested by overthinking, ruminating on your thoughts. But in this next year, you might see an increase in your manifesting abilities. So once you start to manifest better health in your life, other things start to manifest more easily as well. We talked about seeing signs again, and I do think that health problems was also part of your like a spiritual awakening for a lot of you, like dark night of the soul. So once you move out of that, you will start to see how there's more magic in your life. And it's interesting, this girl has like a party hat on, so I think again of this idea of networking more, maybe going to a lot of celebrations, or a lot of people celebrating you. Some type of celebration might be happening, some big celebration. That's quite interesting. Okay, now we also have the Two of Swords here and the Six of Pentacles that I haven't talked about. Now the Two of Swords is indecision. And the Six of Pentacles is talking about clarity. Oh, sorry, not clarity. Charity. So people may be wanting to give you stuff, or it's like often like an equal give and take as well. So I'm thinking that you might be presented with someone wanting to help you, and on your side you might be wavering a bit, not wanting to accept this help, or accept maybe someone wanting to provide you with some finances. But I think Spirit is saying to you guys, you should actually take this opportunity, because you're maybe blocking some of the abundance in your life by not being open to receiving from others. And that's like a divine feminine energy as well, being receptive. So I think Spirit is saying in this new phase in 2023, you will be starting to realize where you should step into this Emperor energy and where you should step into the Empress energy. So when you're in the Empress energy, opportunities and collaborations and finances will flow towards you, but you have to be open to that. So with this Two of Swords forming this boundary, you have to take down that boundary to be open to this. And it's also talking about that health again. So being open to actually improving your health, because as we mentioned here with the Magician, you might have unconsciously manifested some of those difficulties that you had by only focusing on that. So Spirit is also saying you should shift your attention here. But definitely there's going to be some new career collaboration opportunities coming towards you guys. And with this Emperor, you're definitely going to be stepping into your power here, and especially networking a lot. And I even think about like maybe going to classes, like not just in university, like maybe like a writer's workshop, or we talked about that in the movie where she goes to Greece in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. So maybe taking an opportunity like that to go study abroad, where you will be meeting new people, and maybe even like a change of location will help your health. I think of in the old Victorian novels, you know, when the people, they always went to the sea if they felt ill, if they had like a cold or flu, and then with the fresh sea air always helped them revive their health. So that could be something that relates to some of you guys' situation as well. And I just want to mention here with the Hangman and Pisces, there is for some of you guys quite a spiritual job that you will be stepping into. But Pisces also links with like people in the health careers. Like, think of like a nurse or something like that, or counselors. So this might even talk about you guys seeking out a counselor or someone in a health field to assist you on this journey, or maybe even taking the experiences that you had to step into this type of career yourself. So maybe being a herbalist or providing Reiki or anything like that, but you will know how this resonates with your situation. Okay, so that is the second big thing that is happening for you guys in 2023. I'm going to cleanse the space again. I just saw 444, so that idea of stability coming through here. And then we'll jump into the third big thing happening for you guys. Okay, hello again, group number 2. So let's jump into the last and third big thing happening for you guys in 2023. Let's pull your cards. We have Rama. Where are you being called to journey to? So I'm seeing travel here, but let's see what your cards say. We have the Seven of Summer. This is the Seven of Cups. Lots of choices. And this rainbow here. So again, that idea of like the calm after the storm, because rainbows obviously also come after there was rain. So it's interesting. You guys are definitely moving into a more like a peaceful period here. Okay. Let's see, we also have the Two of Autumn. This is the Two of Pentacles, which is really about balance. We have Six of Wands. Ooh, with the hummingbird. Okay, we have Page of Swords. And Dandelion here, it's about wishes as well. So I think there's some type of wish coming true for you guys, but we'll look into it. Let's see, we have King of Water. This is the King of Cups. We have Eight of Earth, Eight of Pentacles. interesting with the violin here. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Then we also have Queen of Cups. We have, okay, Nine of Swords. And we have Knight of Wands. Alright. Okay, so first off, before I jump in, what I'm seeing here with the, I think it's a, no, sorry, I said it's a violin, but I think it's a cello. Yeah, it's a cello. And then with this hummingbird, with the hummingbird I think of singing always, and with this cello here as well, so music could be quite significant for you guys. Either like a career in music, or you guys will be receiving a lot of messages through music. So be very aware when you turn on the radio or like your Spotify or Apple iTunes or whichever you playlist or thing platform you use to listen to music. Even like when you're watching TikTok or Instagram Reels or anything, I think you should be aware of the lyrics, because Spirit could be providing you with information through that. That's just like a little side note quickly. But what I'm seeing here is that you will have quite a lot of opportunities. You know, the Seven of Cups, sometimes it can talk about confusion, but I often see it as like a buffet. You know, when you go to a buffet, there's all of these options available to you, and you have the choice. So everyone pays the same price, but how much you eat and what you eat is up to you. So Spirit is saying like that is your free will here that you have in 2023. There's going to be quite a lot of paths that are open to you, especially with the idea of networking that we had. So maybe there's going to be quite a lot of opportunities to collaborate with people, and it's up to you to decide who you collaborate with. And it says no more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision, confusion that arises from overanalyzing the options. So we had that idea of indecision as well, from taking maybe some help from people. So this is linking in with that, where Spirit is saying you guys should be choosing a path for yourself. So that's why it says, where are you being called to journey to? So really tune into what your intuition is telling you, and learn from past mistakes. We talked about that hangman and maybe being stuck in a corporate job or some type of job that wasn't bringing you joy and was bringing you stress. So that's where the King of Cups also comes in, because the King of Cups is someone who is in tune with his emotions. He listens to his heart. He doesn't let emotions rule him, but he listens to it. So this man is like, it's almost like talking to the fish here. So when I think about fish in the sea, it's like the subconscious here, like what is beneath the water. And I think about the moon card as well. So really, maybe do some shadow work, Spirit is saying. It's almost like you have to have a conversation with your higher self. So if you have your own tarot cards, maybe ask some questions and see what wants to come through. If you are presented with an opportunity, you can do like a little check-in and see what your higher self is trying to tell you, which path to follow. And with this rainbow here, it's almost like lighting the way. So follow the path that will bring you a colorful life, an interesting life. You don't want like a gray life. You don't want something that's monotone, a monotonous life that has no music. That's linking in with this idea. So you want something that is like art, and something like a movie. When I look at this Two of Pentacles, I did say it talks about balance, and it says bring fun into everything you do, juggling multiple priorities or jobs, and exceptional talent for multitasking. So maybe you guys will even decide to have like one main career that brings you your financial stability, and then like a side hustle that's more in the arts, could be. That is something that brings the color to your life. So some of you might even have the chance to have like a half-day job, so you work 8 to 12 on a certain career, and then in the afternoons you do this thing that you're more passionate about. And with the Eight of Earth, this is about mastery, really being almost like the best at your craft. So Spirit is saying don't let your talents go to waste. If you have a certain talent for something, like for music, maybe there's an orchestra that you can join. So you might initially think, no, I don't have time for this, or I'm not good enough for this or whatever. But Spirit is saying here with the Seven of Cups, don't confuse yourself. Actually, we had that with the Hanged Man as well. Pisces can be a bit, sometimes the energy in the shadow aspect can show up as being a bit delusional. So look at yourself objectively, actually, and look at your talents objectively. And Pisces is also linked to creative arts. You know, Pisces is a bit of everything. So I think you guys could be like a jack of all trades, and that makes it difficult for you to focus your energy. And that could also be part of what caused you stress in the past. Sorry, I'm mumbling a lot. Because you wanted to be everything. So Spirit is saying, just make some decisions on where you want to focus your energy, because you are good at a lot of things, with that Magician card showing up as well earlier. But find something that brings you joy, and then find like your main hustle as well. So you guys will know how this relates to your situation. It doesn't have to talk about career specifically. It can even be just like a hobby that you like to do on the weekends. Maybe you like to build stuff like bird feeders or you like to make pottery. Just something that brings you joy. It doesn't even have to be for money. It's just something that de-stresses you, and maybe especially something that you do with your hands. You might find that sensory things, it grounds you, actually. And with this hummingbird here, it's like sucking the nectar. So it's about finding that sweetness in life. And this girl, she's like directing the hummingbird by giving him this flower. So it's like you will direct your journey by following the sweetness. So we asked here, where are you being called to journey to? So your Spirit is saying you should follow like the flower, follow the nectar, follow what makes life sweet. And then you will instantly know where you should be heading. And with the Page of Swords, for a lot of you guys, this could talk about maybe some educational pursuit here with all of these books. And he does have like a graduation cap as well. So there's some type of wish that you guys have. And it might be that you still have to work yourself up for this position that you want to have. So again, if it's like being in the health profession, maybe you'd have to take some courses, like if it's acupuncture or anything. But Spirit is saying that you should just decide what it is that you want to do, so that you can pull some of your energy into that. Now we also have the Queen of Cups here and the Nine of Swords. Now the Nine of Swords is the anxious energy. It's linking for me with the Seven of Cups. So you guys, I definitely get a strong sense in your group. You are the overthinkers. You are the people that are stuck in your head. You really look at everything from every corner, every little detail. You try to pull this thing apart. And that's maybe how you manifested some health conditions. And it's not shaming you guys in any way. It's just like, well, Spirit is calling you guys out a bit. You know, we like to deliver the message as Spirit gives it. But with this Queen of Cups and this like mirror here, it's time to take a look at yourself and your life. And Spirit is saying this is also something that you will be doing in 2023. Looking at your anxieties and maybe looking at where you are causing yourself anxiety and causing yourself problems that wasn't even there. So again, follow the sweetness. I think this is something that you will be doing in 2023 in any way, because the Six of Wands is about victory. So you will be victorious. It's just about actually moving out of this anxious energy. And with the Queen of Cups, I also think about like your heart chakra and living through like the energy of love. I know a lot of people talk about manifesting as well as being like, you have to be on the vibration of love as well. So maybe that is something that you guys want to look into. So you don't want to have a fear-based life, you want to have a love-based life. And then also with this Knight of Wands and this big heart here, so it's really about having passion for your life, and again following that thing that that makes your life sweet and colorful and joyful. And this girl almost makes me think of Bloom in the Winx saga. I don't know if any of you guys watched that. I'm still a bit younger. I don't know how old all of my viewers are, but you know, it's fairies, it's magic. It's they go through these transformations when they want to fight. So I think you guys will really transform yourselves as well. When I think about the fairies, they get like different outfits and the hair changes and everything. So maybe you guys will be going through quite a big external change as well in 2023. Maybe changing the way that you dress, or changing your hair, maybe growing out your hair, maybe even coloring it red. But it's I think that also links in with the idea of health. So maybe if your outer appearance changes due to your health improving, you will find that you want to express yourself in different ways as well. So maybe wearing other types of makeup, or stopping, you know, not wearing makeup anymore, anything like that. But it's definitely like going to be quite a big shift in your life in 2023. And just like as a side note, there's some wish that is coming true for you guys. Maybe this is one of the opportunities that will be presented to you. Or like an opportunity, like I said here, maybe joining an orchestra or something. Or maybe for some of you that are performers, there's going to be a big opportunity to step onto a stage. And also Spirit is just saying, as like a side note, don't let your anxiety get the best of you here. So don't say no to an opportunity just because you're scared. Okay, so group number 2, I'm gonna leave your reading there. It was quite interesting. I really wish you guys all of the best, and I hope this message resonated with you. If it did, you can let me know in the comments down below. Then I hope you guys have a lovely day. I will see you in the new year in 2023 because I'm going on holiday. So yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely day. I hope you have a nice festive season or a nice week whenever you are watching this, and then I will see you guys soon. Bye. Hello and welcome everyone who picked group number 3. So you guys chose the Moonology deck, and today we are asking Spirit about 3 big things happening for you in 2023. Now, I did mention in the intro that this doesn't have to actually talk about 2023. It can just talk about the upcoming year. So if you are watching this at like the end of 2023, you can take this as 2024 as well if you want to, or whichever. This is, so I'm gonna do it timeless, but I'm filming this at the end of 2022, so that's why we're talking about 2023. It's like a minor detail. Okay, so I'm babbling. I pre-prepared some decks here for you guys, so they're already shuffled, and we're just gonna keep drawing cards to see what is the 3 big things happening for you guys. But let's jump in and start with the Moonology deck. So I'm just gonna put this here. So let's see, for your first big change or thing happening, we have surrender to the divine, full moon. Interesting. So you guys will be releasing control in some way. Let's see. We have 7 of Spring. This is the 7 of Wands. We also have 5 of Winter. This is the 5 of Swords. Okay, we have Page of Swords. We have King of Pentacles, and this is the female King of Pentacles. I'm going to keep that in mind. We also have the Page of Water. This is the Page of Cups. We have the 5 of Earth, the 5 of Pentacles. Then we have 6 of Wands. We have the Fool. And we also have the 10 of Swords. Okay. Okay, so when I looked at your cards now, the first word that popped into my mind was the word reborn. So I feel like you guys will be reborn in the year 2023. We have the Fool here. And this is card number 0. It doesn't have a number on here, but it's the first card in the tarot deck. And we have this, like this baby on here as well. So it's really like you guys will be shedding your old skin and stepping into a completely new phase in your life. Now we have 2 5s here as well, which talks about changes. And with the Page of Cups, the Page of Water, pages are beginner's energy as well. So I'm almost thinking of like a startup business or something like that. But I think this is more like a renewal in terms of your spiritual self. especially with this surrender to the divine. So I think this is like an internal shift happening for you guys. It's not necessarily talking about external circumstances changing, because we have like lotuses on here as well, and the lotus, it symbolizes individuation, which is about becoming your true self, if you know about Jung's psychology. So it's really like this girl, she's almost like she's half fish and half human. And I did say here, this King of Pentacles is also, this is a female King of Pentacles. So it's really about balancing that yin and yang, that masculine and feminine here. And we have a saying in my home language, Afrikaans, we say, nog vis, nog vlees. It means not flesh, not fish. That's like a very direct translation. But it means you're in like this in-between stage in life. They often use it to talk about life stages. So let's say you're turning 18 and you go to university or college. Or like in America, when you turn 21, you can start to drink. So for a lot of you, you could be going through that type of transition in 2023. Maybe it's your Saturn return. So there could be some hardships that go along with that, especially with this Ten of Swords. But I think for a lot of you, it's almost like your third eye is opening here as well. So maybe you will be having some strange spiritual experiences, maybe seeing some entities or lucid dreaming or something strange. And it could be causing you quite a lot of anxiety. This girl is even crying here. And that's where you have to surrender to the divine. So there might be a lot of internal shifts happening for you guys that is causing some strange sensations as you move through this life period. But 10s are actually a good number to have. Like, it talks about closing off the cycle. It's about completion. So you're going to be going through changes, but it's also going to end at some point. And that's when you will be reborn in a spiritual sense. It's like you're going through a metamorphosis here. Really changing form is what Spirit is saying. So with the Seven of Spring here, the Seven of Wands, it says, be assertive, don't back down from what you believe, courageously stand up for yourself. And the Five of Winter says, walk away from dishonest associations, realizing that what you thought you wanted isn't the best choice for your happiness, something that's not worth the effort. So I'm really getting here, this person is turning their back on two people here. So there could be two specific people in your life that you walk away from. But I'm just thinking, like, in general, some type of connections, especially like connections built on maybe gossip or something, especially with the Swords energy. Yeah, that's like communication. I think you guys will be walking away from this because, as we said here, you're going to renew yourself in a spiritual sense. And when you're leveling up spiritually, that isn't something that you can relate with anymore. Now with the Five of Pentacles especially, because this talks about awakening, spiritual awakening. So in group number 2, it felt for me like Spirit was saying these people are already going through their awakening, or they already went through it. But I think for you guys, you might be going through another one because often we have more than one awakening. So 2023 might be a bit rough in terms of this awakening that you have. I think you might face quite a few challenges with this Ten of Swords energy and the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is often about fighting people off. So I think it's going to be a year full of tests where Spirit wants to see if you can assert yourself and voice your opinions, the new opinions that you have formed by going through a spiritual journey here. And you also have to surrender here. So have faith in yourself and your opinions. And you know, with the Six of Wands, this is Spirit saying, like, you'll be a bit in the spotlight here. You know, all these people are, like, pointing their wands towards this person. And it really actually makes me think of the normal Rider-Waite Seven of Wands as well. So I think you guys will be a bit in the spotlight in terms of a lot of people will direct, like, some of their negative energy towards you. And you will have to stand in your power here. And you will have to voice your opinion. I think of like debating. I don't know whether any of you guys did debating at school, but often you're up on the stage there and you have to have like your arguments, and you have to have a whole like speech prepared with a lot of bullet points and stuff, and you also have to give criticism on the other people's speeches as well. So it's definitely going to be a test for you guys to see if you can actually voice your opinion. So maybe some of these connections will even start fights with you, and you have to stand up for yourself. And maybe even part of standing up for yourself would be to turn your back on them and to choose a different path, maybe a path where you're a bit more alone here, especially with the 5 of Earth, the 5 of Pentacles, because it can talk about feeling left out in the cold, or maybe like you are doing this on your own. It's interesting, I just noticed we have like a little fox here at the bottom of this card, and foxes give me sneaky energy, but they're very smart. So I think you'll be making quite smart and strategic moves in 2023. Maybe the way that you speak also changes. You are more eloquent, especially with this Page of Swords, which is also a communicative energy. And we have like this guy with a graduate cap. So it's almost like a Spirit is giving you, like in normal school, you have like tests and then you graduate at the end of grade 12, or after you completed your bachelor's or whatever. So it's like you're going to a spiritual school in 2023, and Spirit is going to see if you will graduate. But obviously with the 6 of Wands falling beneath it, you will actually. And I think one of the things that will be like your reward for completing this spiritual course would be some type of wish coming true. Yeah. So that's also where you have to surrender to the divine. I think 2023 is going to be a test of faith. Spirit is going to see if you can actually push through and go through this transformation. And with the King of Pentacles, it also makes me think of really coming into balance. And maybe part of this is also not holding on to material things too much. I do think some of you guys might lose a bit of your 3D things. We have like it's almost like a village. It's like a castle or something in this woman's hair. So maybe you will have to say goodbye to some of your physical things. Maybe move to a different property, or move out of your house or something. And it could be like a female figure that is quite influential as well. Maybe a mother that is overbearing, or just like likes to hold on very tightly to you. This will only relate for a few of you guys. You'll know if this does resonate or not. But definitely with this full energy, you're going to be feeling a bit vulnerable in this new stage, especially if there's a lot of eyes on you. And that's where you have to tap into your third eye, and you have to tap into Spirit and ask for assistance as well. Because this isn't a battle that you can fight like a normal one. You have to have like these angels or guides assisting you, because it's not like a journey that you can do completely on your own. Especially with the Page of Swords as well. With all of these books, it's about knowledge, about maybe not having all of the knowledge. And I'm even thinking a lot of you guys could be tapping into the Akashic, I hope that pronounced it correctly, the records, the Akashic records. So maybe you will start to receive downloads as well about maybe past lives or things. It's very interesting. I think with Aquarius as well, with this full year, Aquarius energy is often very unique. It's almost people that are noticed without wanting to be noticed. And I think you guys are going to realize that you also have to embody your true selves more. And again, with the baby, I'm thinking of a mother. You know, you're in like that fluid in the stomach. So it's like you were conditioned in a certain way in terms of how you grew up and what lessons you were taught. So maybe being assertive is also talking about being assertive towards family members and maybe their type of conditioning. It's interesting. But definitely like that energy of being reborn is coming through quite strongly in this first big thing happening for you guys in 2023. Okay, so that is what I see for the first big thing. I'm going to see if the others link in with this, but I'm going to clear your space now, and then let's jump in and see what is the next big thing happening for you guys in 2023. Okay, welcome back everyone in group number 3. So let's see at the second big thing happening for you guys in 2023. So let's take a Moonology card. We have a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. Interesting. And this reminds me of the Justice card as well, with the scales. And new moons obviously are fresh energy as well. So that's very interesting because we just had that idea of being reborn. So the idea of resurrection is coming through quite strongly. I even think of the Judgment card with that. Very interesting. And the Judgment card is quite a spiritual card for me as well. Okay, we have Awakening. Okay, guys, this is the Hanged Man. I love the synchronicities. We also have 9 of Wands, so 9 of Swords. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. A lot of changes. I'm loving all 3 groups today. We also have the 5 of Swords again. Interesting. Okay, we have 5 of Wands. It's actually quite a nice 5 of Wands. We have the Sun card, some Leo energy. Then, okay, we also have the 9 of Earth, the 9 of Pentacles. So a wish coming true for you guys. That's very exciting. We have 6 of Cups. And we have the Empress. Okay. Very excited. Okay, so group number 3. So obviously a new romantic cycle begins. Now this doesn't have to mean that if you are in a relationship right now you're gonna break up with this person. It could just talk about a new phase in your relationship. So think, for example, if you're just dating, it could be moving in together or getting engaged or getting married. Or if you're already married, it can talk about starting a family, or maybe just going through a new phase. Maybe one of you changes jobs and your schedule shifts. But it's like the spark will be reignited. That's what Spirit is really saying. So with Libra is the masculine sign of Taurus. And Taurus is obviously the planet of like romance and all of that stuff. So definitely you're gonna have quite a loving 2023. I think you can expect a lot of nice dates, a lot of maybe gifts even. Libra is quite charming. It's one of the air signs, so I think a lot of sweet talking, pillow talk maybe, or maybe one of you likes to write poems or songs or letters to the other person. Maybe even communicating through memes or something like that. But definitely there's a big emphasis here on communicating with this person. So I think you're going to have like very nice long talks, especially at night. Now I do want to mention here, I get a strong sense that for a lot of you guys, this is someone returning from your past. And the reason why I'm saying this is because of the 6 of Cups, this is a nostalgic energy, it's a dreamy energy, it's often childhood friends as well. So for some of you, you could have known this person when you were younger. Now it doesn't have to talk about being like a child, like being 6 or 10 or whatever. It can even talk about just being like in your 20s or something, like still young, you know. But like I said, yeah, like this dreamy energy, this really links in with Libra and this romantic energy here. So you might feel like you're on a cloud in 2023, that this could be like really this wish that you had, because the 9 of Pentacles does talk about wish fulfillment. It's one of the cards that talks about that, and especially in the earthly realm. So maybe you had like a spiritual connection with this person, but there wasn't actually something in the 3D. And in 2023, you're going to find that this actually starts to manifest in real life. And it's going to bring you a lot of joy of the Sun card here with Leo. And we have a lot of sunflowers. So I think gift giving is also something that you will experience in 2023. This person might buy you a lot of flowers. That is just like something that you share. Now this is card number 19. It breaks down to a 1 as well. And it's interesting, if you take the 1 and the 9, you get 10, and 10s talk about completion. So I think if I link this with your other change, what Spirit is saying, that you had to first shed your old skin before you were ready for this new phase, this romantic phase. So with the Awakening card here as well, for some of you, if you relate to the twin flame journey, this could talk about this, that separation phase where you first had to ascend on your own before you can come back together. But this in general just talks about you guys having to go through some type of process on your own. Maybe even if you were in a relationship, you felt maybe like an emotional distance from your person because there were some things, some spiritual things that you had to go through. And you might even find that in 2023 you go through an awakening with this person. So I did say I think most of you will be going through a spiritual experience in 2023, but now I'm thinking Spirit is saying for a lot of you it has already started in this year, like this big spiritual shift that you will be experiencing. And with the idea of being reborn, maybe for a lot of you this new romantic cycle will also be something very new, very fresh energy here, something that you haven't experienced before. If I think about being in a relationship already, like if you're going into a new phase, like being engaged or moving in together, that's also something completely new, and it will bring some struggles along with that. You will have to change and you will discover a lot of things about yourself. So it's not like a bad thing, the struggles, but it's definitely going to lead you to more spiritual growth. So with the good, you also have like the, not the bad, but the struggles. But it's gonna be like a good struggle. You're gonna struggle together with this person, especially with like the yin yang sign here as well. So it's not going to be imbalanced, but it's still going to be a change that you have to go through. So definitely for you guys, there's quite a lot of changes here, especially in terms of romance as well. And we do have the scales here as well, so it's not going to be imbalanced. As I said, you don't have to be afraid of that. And it says here, change the way you're looking at the situation, embrace your uniqueness, a temporary pause in the action. So we did talk about uniqueness with Aquarius, the Fool card previously. So what Spirit is really saying here is that you first have to embody your true self before you can come into alignment with this partner. So it can even be like a high-level soulmate. Doesn't have to be twin flame or anything. But it's definitely about first having love for yourself before you're ready for this relationship. So the timing will change. We do have 12 here, which can talk about December, but it can also be breaking down to a 3, which can talk about March. And I think this will depend on how quickly you guys embody your authentic self. So Spirit is saying here, you're on your own timeline. You determine when you will come into this new cycle, this new romantic cycle, because it depends on when you yourself are ready. And with the 5 of Wands here, often it is about like arguments, but this card is actually quite peaceful for me, and we have a lot of, I think it's moths. I actually really like moths more than butterflies because I think they're underappreciated. But it's also about transforming. So I think this is more like an internal argument for you, instead of arguing with people outside of yourself. Like it says here, change the way you're looking at the situation. So maybe if this is someone that is returning, maybe you have to look at this more objectively and see also where you yourself contributed to a separation or this emotional distance or something, and maybe see how the situation was needed for you to spiritually awaken as well. So this will resonate differently, but really don't just hold on to the past and let it fester, you know. So I have more emotional balance as well, you know. With the new moon, we talked about the fresh energy here, so it's also about a fresh perspective. And with the 9 of Swords, I do think there were a lot of lonely nights, or like nights staying up thinking about this person, even worrying about the relationship if you are already in a relationship with them. But it says here, unfounded fear, focusing on worst case scenarios, allowing worry to grow out of proportion to the problem. So just as I said here, it's like an internal argument. It's like you were telling yourself stories that you made up about this person and the way they acted or the way that you acted. And Spirit is saying that this is also part of your awakening, coming to realize what the truth in the situation is. So not looking at it through a fear-based perspective. And with the Sun, there's definitely happiness going to be present in this connection. A lot of happiness, actually. The Sun is like one of the most happy cards in the tarot deck. It's pure light. It's it's everything. And with this Wheel of Fortune, this also talks about changes, and it's also a very positive card to have. Now again, we have like this clock on here. So I think Spirit is really saying, if you want to know when this is going to happen, it totally depends on your own progress in terms of awakening. And with the cogs here, you know, when there's like something stuck in a cog, then it halts the whole process. And Spirit is saying this was these thoughts that you kept onto, or these worries, or maybe this anger towards the other person. That is what halted this process, and for them as well. This is not like one-sided, but this is going to come into balance, and you're going to look at the situation more objectively, and then things are going to start moving again. So the timing really depends on how swiftly you want to awaken to the truth. But with the Nine of Pentacles, we already talked about this. This is talking about wishes coming true. So definitely, it's like a relationship you can wish for, or this new phase you will be moving into is going to feel like a wish. It's going to feel like a movie. With the Six of Cups, I often think about, like, you know, when movies are in sepia, like it's like very dreamy. I think of the romantic period in music as well. We have with piano music, they play with the pedal. So everything kind of smooths along. It's very nice. I think of like Chopin or Debussy, their type of music, Claire de Lune. So that's like the vibe of 2023 in terms of your romantic life. So that's very nice to have. And with the Empress as well, this can talk about like a family. So maybe some of you guys will be starting a family, or you want to start a family with this person. But I just also think this person will be treating you like an empress. Doesn't matter what your gender is, but they're really gonna almost like obey your every command. That sounds very strange. But like, just want to shower you with gifts and adoration and everything like that. And with this Five of Swords, I think this almost makes me think of arguments from the past being like the shadow. And this is like the shadow work that you also have to do. So there is obviously, like with any type of relationship, there's going to be some arguments here. But it's almost like it's a thing of the past. It's like something that you still have to work on. It's going to be part of your spiritual journey. Maybe this is one of the tests for you guys. So this relationship is like a wish. But Spirit is also testing you to see if you're going to step back into your shadow self and maybe let your actions be based on past experiences, and if you're actually going to embody a higher version of yourself and a truer version of yourself, where you maybe don't use harsh words in arguments, or you don't use past mistakes to hurt this person. So that's just like a little side note and a warning from Spirit that is one of the tests that you will be having in 2023 to see how you show up in this relationship. And once again, an idea of you guys determining the timing here. So if you want to delay this process, you can, because it really depends on your own actions and your own journey here. And with the Hanged Man energy, this is talking about like a stuck energy as well. So Spirit is coming in with a warning and saying that you will be stuck in a certain type of energy if you don't choose to move forward. And interesting, we have like this guy with stitching across his open heart. So I think Spirit is also saying to you guys, remember what it felt like, maybe this Nine of Swords energy, sitting nights wondering, worrying about this person, wondering if they feel the same towards you or if you did something wrong. So remember how that energy felt, and then remember what caused you to be in that situation, and then choose actions that are different than your past actions so that you can create a different future. But all in all, I'm not seeing like that it's not going to work out. It's just like Spirit giving you a bit of a forward here, just to warn you. Because you do have the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune, which are both positive cards. So I don't think it's something you guys have to worry about. Obviously, you're already on this path of awakening and ascending. Okay, so group number 3, that was the second big change happening for you guys. I'm going to clear the space again, and then let's see what is the last big thing happening for you. Okay, welcome back. Group number 3, we're going to look at the last big thing happening for you guys in 2023. So let's pull a Moonology card again. We have Be Bold and Make the First Move, Cardinal Moon. Interesting. Okay. You also have Prince of Autumn. This is the Page of Pentacles. You have the 8 of Spring. This is the 8 of Wands. You have Page of Pentacles again. Interesting. Okay. You have the Chariot movement again. You have the Ace of Wands, a fiery new beginning. We have the Chariot again. You guys have so many synchronicities. Okay, we have Patience. This is Temperance. And then you have the Chariot. Oh my word. You guys, if you are not moving, I don't know. Okay, and then we also have the 5 of Cups. Interesting. And talk about leaving behind something. Okay, I'm excited. Okay, so group number 3, your third big thing happening in 2023 seems to me like you are changing location. I mean, we have the Chariot 3 times. That's pretty obvious. I mean, and 7, and this should be 7 as well, so 7 might be a sign for you guys. And with Patience here, the Temperance card, it's Sagittarius, and Sagittarius also often talks about like long journeys. So this could be a move that is quite far from where you are at the moment. We do have this Snail here as well, and snails, they move slowly, so it could be something that takes you quite a lot of time to actually make all of these moves. If you think about it's not just moving neighborhood, it's like moving city or moving country. It's like a very big move. And with Patience, also that idea of taking your time here, it's gonna be a long process, but it could also be that you have been wanting to move for quite a long time. And I do think it can relate to the neo-romantic cycle as well. So for a lot of you, that could have been a romance that was kept from you because there was distance between the two of you. So especially with this Ace of Wands, which is like this fiery new beginning, a passionate new beginning, maybe you will be following your heart, especially with Be Bold and Make the First Move. So maybe you will be moving towards that romantic interest. Or if you're like in a partnership, your partner will be receiving a new opportunity in a different location, and you will be making the choice to move along with them so that you can be with them. Anything in that type of energy. Now, it's interesting, we have the Page of Pentacles twice. Now here it says dependable, protective, chivalrous, humorous, cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, kindness to others. So, especially with this attention to detail, if you are moving, there could be quite a lot of paperwork. Maybe you are even buying property, but I'm even thinking of like having people move your furniture or your belongings for you. So you are going to be going through a bit of a stressful period here. Patience always reminds me of also having to keep your cool a bit in tumultuous times. So you guys might be having to go through a lot of paperwork. You might have to check details, terms and conditions. And Spirit is also saying take your time with this, have patience, because you don't want to be swindled by anyone. So maybe don't take the first deal that is offered to you, like a moving company. Always look at different options and weigh them against each other to find the best option for you, because maybe some of your belongings would be stolen or broken or whatever if you just jump straight in and choose the first best one. Now with this specific Chariot, we also have this, like this goal of the arrow. So having your eye on the target and really shooting for the bullseye. So hitting the mark. That's what it's saying. So you're really gonna have to plan for this and pinpoint exactly what you want to do. So maybe like go house hunting or apartment hunting. Really check out everything. If I think about apartments as well, often the people who rent those out, they don't want to disclose all of the information or like all of the problems that you will have if you live in a certain location. So really talk to people and get all of the info before you make any choices. You know, the Chariot is Cancer energy, and Cancer is one of the water signs. Now water signs can be quite intuitive. So also use your intuition here. If your gut is giving you like this weird feeling that something is off, then trust that feeling. And also again with this snail here, we did have this idea of cautious but wise action. So really move slowly. You don't have to rush this process. You can take your time. It's not like the opportunity will pass you by, but just make sure that you keep on moving, because you know, don't stall, but do look at everything in detail. So with the Page of Pentacles as well, you see this girl with this watering can and this flower. So I think of like sowing seeds and watering seeds. So it's a process, you know, and the flowers will only grow if you give it water. So you can decide where you pour your energy into and where you put your eggs in a basket. But Spirit is really just saying like, be sure to check everything. With this 8 of Spring or the 8 of Wands, it says stress that comes from having many things happening at once, successful multitasking, sudden events or changes. So this move could be unexpected, and that's also why you have to be bold, because it's something that's a bit it's something that you didn't see coming, especially if maybe that person, that romantic interest suddenly contacts you and this passion is reignited and you didn't expect this to happen. So now you suddenly have to change location. But obviously Spirit is saying you will be able to multitask this, but to save yourself stress as well in the long run, you do have to look at the details here and maybe ask this partner as well to help you with this. And that's also why, if you went through that awakening process, you have new wisdom to your advantage. So use that wisdom and use it to make these decisions, because you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. So, and also with the Patience card, the card number 5 also talks about changes. So definitely unexpected changes happening for you guys here, especially relating to movement. And with the 5 of Cups as well. So you're gonna be leaving some people behind here, but this is like a golden opportunity. So don't let this opportunity pass you by as well. We did talk about this, so don't stall. You can move slowly, but don't stall. I think that is pretty obvious for you guys. I see my battery is running out, so I don't want to have the camera cut off. So group number 3, that is the third big change happening for you guys in 2023, the big thing happening for you. It seems very exciting. I hope you enjoy this new location or new experience that you will be having. And I wish you guys all of the best. If this resonated, you can let me know in the comments down below. And then if you want to support me and my channel, you can give this video a like and subscribe. And then I will see you guys in the new year. I'm going on holiday. I don't know when you're watching this, but it's the end of 2022 right now. So I will see you in 2023, and I wish you a happy festive season or week or whenever you are watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.